Now the claims are getting even more bizarre.
Check this out.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, a congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's got to stop.
I stumbled upon this patent. It's an actual patent that was published July 9th of 2009. Okay, here's the full sheet. Now, when you go to the inventors portion, all right, there's a nice little list here of people. I saw this name there, William H. Gates III. Bill Gates is William Henry Gates III. I mean,
at what point does this stop being a coincidence that the same dude is involved in all of this? He's involved in vaccines. He's involved in the WHO. He's involved in World Economic Forum. He's involved in weather manipulation. He wants to block out the sun. Who the gave this guy the permission to play God with everybody else in the world? At this point in time, I think it's very clear none of this is a coincidence. This guy's a psychopath who's made more money than pretty much anybody on the planet, and he's using that to pretend like he's doing us a big service, and instead he's the entire world up. What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to motherfucking reality. Guys, today we have Andy and DJ
cruise the motherfucking internet.
That's what we're going to do. That's what CTI stands for. It stands for Cruise the Internet. We're going to put topics of the day up on the screen. We're going to make fun of them. We're going to speculate on what's true and what's not true, and then we're going to talk about we, the people, and what we have to do to solve these problems going on in the world. Now, I'm going to skip all the rest of the stuff because this is the middle of the week, but I am going to remind you that we do have a fee for the show. The fee is not monetary. You don't have to give us money now. You do ask a lot about how to support us. The best way to support us is to go into your local convenience store, into your local grocery store, and buy yourself one of these amazing First Form energy drinks, maybe a First Form meat stick, a little protein bar. Get yourself moving in the right direction, all right? But outside of that, that will be the only ad that you hear. It's not really an ad. It's just a personal recommendation. We're probably the biggest show in the world that doesn't run ads, guys. I finance this show out of my own pocket. The reason I do that is because I don't want to have to answer anybody what I can, should, and shouldn't say. So in exchange for that, I ask very simply that you help us grow the show. We talk about all the stuff we're not supposed to talk about. We always deal with censorship issues, shadow bans, traffic throttling, and all the other BS that these people do. So I need your help. I need you to share the show. There's a lot of people that listen to the show that don't share the show, and I can't figure out why that is, but I'm asking you to please do us a solid and help us grow the show by sharing it. All right, so if the show makes you think, if it makes you laugh, it gives you a new perspective, if it's information that you think needs to be heard, do us a solid and share the show. All right, don't be a hoe.
Share the show.
All right, what's up?
What's up, man? Apparently also harassing your local convenience store will get those products in.
That's right. Yeah, if they don't have them, go ask them what the fuck they've been waiting for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tell them they're hoes.
Yeah.
And to stock up.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, dude, everybody asks. They're always like, how could I support? How could I, and they all support when we do the gear drops, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy, dude? On that, it's crazy how many people are at the Asheville wearing our fucking bison gear.
I got some stuff for you.
I see a ton. I've seen photos that aren't even related to it, like that. I wasn't even tagged in of people wearing it.
Yeah.
Which is fucking awesome, dude.
It's pretty
because it
cool.
says a lot about our people. It says our people are willing to take action to help their fellow Americans, bro. And that's what this is all about.
It's everything, man.
So
it's fucking awesome, though. Yeah, man. What's up? What's going on?
Well, I was going to finish my thought.
What was your thought?
The thought was go buy some energy drinks and some meat sticks and some bars.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't have them, ask them why they don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the thought was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
it works. People do it.
Well, I know, but dude, people are always asking. They're like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Do that.
Shove some meat sticks down your throat.
Yeah. Get that meat in your mouth.
And then wash it down with a
You
cool
could be like
pop.
DJ.
Well,
Yeah. Be like DJ. Shove that meat in your mouth.
all right. Take that out, guys.
Yeah. Leave that in. All right. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Oh, just got, done doing my real job, which is, nothing.
9-5, baby.
Yeah. Just podcasting and YouTubing over here.
No, that's sweet, man. Dude, I'm actually still I'm sore from moving the fucking bikes yesterday.
Yeah. We had to move my motorcycle collection from storage to my house.
Yeah.
And storage being my buddy JB's garage.
They've been there for you. I feel bad, and I had to tell him because he told me this like maybe a month ago. He's like, "Hey, man, like this is happening. Like, help me out." And I'm like, "Yeah, And then like we got all these things going on, and it was kind of like it wasn't a rush job. I did the best I could with the time we had.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was cool.
I can't believe you rode that the Penny Series chopper.
Hey, man, 2 down,
bro. That was sketchy.
There was a few times my butthole puckered for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can't really turn, you can't really get in your lean.
I'm surprised that thing ran as good as it did.
Bro, it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's a great bike. It's a great collection. But yeah, let's get into it, man. We got some interesting stuff happening, as we always do. Wanted to bring a subject up that's close to Andy's heart. I don't know if you saw this. It's a viral video. Male Texas Tech cheerleader goes viral for hilarious sideline moment. Revival player built different.
I don't know if I saw this or not.
Yeah, I just knew it was close to your heart, so I wanted
male cheerleading.
Huh?
What? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, what the fuck are you trying to say? It's 2024.
No, Texas Tech. Oh no, it's not the same as the Longhorns.
No.
Oh,
so your joke wasn't even funny. I didn't even know what you were talking about. All right, I'm glad it's Texas Tech then. If it's bad, look at you. You don't even know what you're doing here. Why are you here? Why is he here? Zeshawn, can't you produce all the show?
Oh wow, good him. Okay.
Your DEI hire.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a cool video though. It is cool.
Okay.
All right, let's dive into it a little bit. A male member of Texas. What?
Texas,
Tex.
not Texas, Texas.
It's like test, right? It's not like Texas. It's
not Texas, that's for sure. All right, it's Texas Tech. See, this is why we got to stop voting Democrat. This is why we got to stop voting Democrat, bro. We got to teach these kids how to fucking read. What? Let's start a GoFundMe for DJs for Hooked on Phonics for DJ.
Texas Tech's.
Texas's co-ed what?
You're okay, listen, for real talk right now, all right? When I read this, because a couple of things, all right? We have a screen. The screen is much bigger than the laptop. Okay,
bro. Get the fuck out of here.
What?
You're going to blame it on, you're 25 years old. You can't see the screen? Get out of here. All right, go on with your joke that's not even going to be funny because you fucked it up.
Man, what a hell of a way to start this show, guys.
Yeah. Thought he was going to make fun of me, and now he's making fun of himself.
Hey, man, those are the best jokes.
Yep. All right, a male member of Texas's co-ed cheer program gained virility on social media for a hilarious sideline moment during the Red Raiders win over Arizona on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
In the fourth quarter of the game, the Wildcats were up. In the fourth quarter of the game, the Wildcats were up 19-18 with 5 minutes remaining. After a play, Arizona wide receiver Devin Hyatt crashed out of bounds and into the cheerleader.
Yeah. This is a great video. Now, the cheerleader got up faster than the player.
Oh, he did?
He did. And it sent social media in a rave. So here's a clip. Let's check this out.
In and out of bounds.
Oh, shit.
Oof.
Ouch.
Hyatt.
Cheerleader, Hyatt.
You okay there, boo-boo? You good? Mm-hmm.
He's hurt. The player. Oh.
Is this one of those two turnovers?
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
In your face, buddy.
I mean, listen, social media went crazy.
I wonder why.
Somebody said, honestly, this is when the game changed. Somebody else said, notice how we started winning after this. because apparently, despite trailing during the viral moment, the Red Raiders would secure a 28-22 victory late in the game. The result led to jokes about how the cheerleaders' antics inspired Texas Tech's comeback. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, dude, those male cheerleaders are no joke, bro. They're big as fuck and strong.
They're strong, man.
Apparently super gay. Fuck.
Now, out of those three things, which one's like a prerequisite to like joining?
Listen, man. I know a lot. I'm just teasing. I know a lot of male cheerleaders that aren't gay, but maybe that guy's not. But he needs to work on his moves. I'm giving him the, just I don't know. We don't know. I seen you move around a little gay sometimes.
Shit,
yeah.
Man. All right, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I seen you celebrate eating some chicken nuggets like that one time.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Enough of that.
DJ found a 21-piece nugget and his 20-piece nugget did that exact same shit.
Let's fucking go.
Hey, dude, that guy was happy. He was big too. He's much bigger than that
dude.
player. Bro,
He's a big
listen.
dude.
No, I'm just saying, bro. They're big athletes.
Yeah, they're athletes.
for real, dude.
Cheerleading's a sport.
Yes. Oh, no doubt, dude.
Oh yeah, it is. Like, what's that one movie? I watched it. Bring It On.
I never saw that.
You never saw those?
Is that your movie?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I think I did see that. Is
seen it.
Kirsten Dunst in that movie?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like these aren't spirit fingers.
Yeah.
These are spirit fingers.
Did you see that new movie she's in where, well, I mean, obviously now she's older, but like it's Civil War.
She was.
Yeah, she's the reporter in Civil War.
Yeah, fuck.
But then, dude, that movie is such like an anti-conservative, anti-Trump propaganda. Dude. I think we talked about this.
We did. I mean, and it definitely. I watched it when we were coming back from Cali on the plane ride home, and like I watched it during, and I'm like, this is complete like horseshit.
Yeah. Well,
but here's the good thing. It's great because the pool noodle fighters, they're going to be completely unprepared if they think that that's what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But yeah, let's get into our headlines, man. We got a lot of stuff to cover today. As always, remember, if you want to see any of these articles, these links, pictures, videos, go to andyfrisella.com. You guys can find them all linked there under the episode. With that being said,
hey, for those of you guys that take everything we say serious, this is a reminder that half of our show is comedy.
educational purposes only.
Fuckers.
Entertainment value only.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get into it.
I love how people try to take jokes that we make and turn them into serious issues.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We might have to cover those headlines.
Yep. All right, let's go.
Headline number one. Let's dive into it. Obviously, the big talk of the town today. It's obviously impacting us. It's coming. It's happening. It's a big deal. Hurricane Milton. All right. Let's dive into this a little bit. There's some interesting things happening here. And I want to what's the word I'm looking for? Help me.
Prime.
I want to prime. You say prime? I want to prime you guys. What?
I want to fluff you guys. I want to fluff you guys up.
What?
You're fluffing them.
Give me a synonym for fucking prime.
Fluffing.
I don't want to fluff. I don't want to fluff anybody. I want to.
Is a synonym for prime fluff?
No, not that prime, you Bosnian. What the fuck? Like, I want you guys to know something. All right. When it comes to this stuff, again, like we spend hours diving into this, and we make sure we do our best not to just throw bullshit up here, right? Like, we try to do our best to put verifiable proof and evidence and facts, as we call them, dots in here. So just keep that in mind as we go through this topic, okay? So Hurricane Milton expected to be so powerful it could change Florida's coastline, okay? These are the headlines that are coming out. It's expected to be so ferocious it will cover nearly every beach on Florida's west coast and forever change the Sunshine State's coastline, experts have warned. At least 95% of Florida's west coast beaches are forecast to be inundated or continuously covered by ocean water when the hurricane, predicted to be one of the strongest ever, is expected to make landfall Wednesday, as many still recover from Helene, the U.S. Geological Survey. Now, not only are they dealing with a hurricane down there, okay, apparently this storm is also throwing out tornadoes left and right. If Hurricane Milton wasn't bad enough, Monster Storm is spawning tornado supercells to wreak havoc on Florida, okay? So they got these supercells going on. It's a Category 4 storm right now that's spinning northeast at 17 miles an hour, about 190 miles off the coast of Tampa Wednesday morning with maximum sustained winds of 145 miles an hour. Now, the mayor of Tampa, she did an interview with CNN. She had this to say. Let's check this out.
This is literally catastrophic. And I can say without any dramatization whatsoever, if you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
Wow. I mean, that is an incredibly blunt message. And I know you have a lot of experience dealing with these storms. You don't say something like that lightly, Mayor.
I've never said that. And 10 to 12 foot surge. I mean, if this takes a jog to the south, that's going to save us from the storm surge. But it stays on the track that it's projected to be on right now, or if it goes a bit north, would be even worse. Some of the predictions are saying that Pinellas County, to the south of us, the entire county is going to be underwater. So this is something that I have never seen in my life. And I can tell you that anyone who was born and raised in the Tampa Bay area has never seen anything like this before. People need to get out.
And your message is just, this isn't survivable.
If we have that predicted storm surge, it is not survivable.
Can I ask you what that means for the general hospital there in Tampa? Because it's on a bit of an
She said it 3 times. You're going to die. It's not survivable. What does that mean? You're going to die.
It's going to rain. It's pretty bad.
Jeez.
All right. Now, just for context, okay, this is a picture for those listening on audio. Come check it out. This is a picture.
Yeah, if you listen on audio, you need to go over there and subscribe and watch some of these on video. I think you guys will like it.
There's a lot of context that you guys could get that would help. But this is a picture of the southern United States. It includes Florida, the Gulf.
God,
that is a picture.
Huge.
That's Hurricane Katrina.
That thing's huge.
Massive. This is Milton.
Holy shit.
Okay, same. I tried to line it up about the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Katrina, Milton.
You can't even see Florida, dude.
Right? It's massive.
Yeah.
It's absolutely massive. Now, obviously, people are preparing for the worst. A lot of people have evacuated as they've been instructed. They're talking 12 to 15 foot swells, storm surges that are coming in. And we've been covering a lot of the ongoing community level, the work that's been done at the local communities of just awesome Americans that are pitching in, coming together, uniting to help each other out. We have been getting inundated with a shit ton of emails from our people, from listeners, from people in this community that listen to the show every single day, doing the work out there in the community. I just wanted to show quickly here. This is one of the emails that we got in. This is from Mateus. He says, "Hey, Andy, not a question, but I wanted to share a picture with you. A friend of mine, Cody Kent, strapped this flag to the back of his gooseneck trailer, loaded down with supplies, headed for North Carolina. The flag flew proud all the way from Iowa. Thanks for everything you do and literally changing the lives of our friend group. Most of us have now completed 75 hard with over 300 pounds lost combined. Your friends from DeWitt, Iowa, trying to live the standard." And you submitted this picture.
Man, that's awesome.
It's cool, man.
That's awesome.
It's fucking cool.
It shows you that people are taking the message to heart.
Yeah.
It's about action. It's not about who I'm going to vote for or this or that. It's about changing the world through our example.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's fucking awesome to see. And I mean,
Great job, guys.
This is just one.
Yeah.
All right?
No, I've gotten a lot too.
You've gotten a shit ton of tags, DMs. I mean, it's awesome, guys. Now, one of the things that we've been talking about, I think it was probably our most recent CTI. We started diving into, some people could call it tinfoil, right? And I think on that episode, we kind of concluded with hey, listen, is this intentional? We don't know, right? But they're definitely the results, the actions of this government after all of this stuff is happening does not seem to be in the best interest of the people. the delay in aid, all these different things. And I found this, and I thought this was really interesting coming off of that conversation. Check this headline out. Here we go. North Carolina officials change election rules in hurricane-devastated counties that mostly voted for Trump, fueling Republican election integrity concerns. Okay. Now we talk about, these situations happening and how the cabal, the deep state, whatever you want to call it, how they use these situations to their advantage. This is a prime example. Okay. Let's dive into this a little bit. In the wake of Hurricane Helene's path of destruction through the Southeast, including critical swing states like North Carolina, state election officials have made adjustments to voting rules in response to the devastating impact of Hurricane Helene. The North Carolina Elections Board, in a quote-unquote bipartisan effort, passed an emergency resolution aimed at facilitating early voting in 13 counties severely affected by the hurricane. Notably, all but one of these counties, Buncombe, voted.
It's not Buncombe. That's Buncombe.
Why they spell it like that?
That's comb. You just don't want to read it right.
Buncombe.
That's correct.
I'd hate to live there. I'm sorry, guys.
If you live there, it'd be Buttcombe.
This raises questions about whether the adjustments are truly about aiding displaced voters, or if they are a tactical maneuver to sway the electoral landscape in favor of Democrats. So here are some of the rule changes that they've implemented. Okay, they've expanded voting sites. So there's additional or modified voting locations will be made available to accommodate displaced residents. They will be extending voting hours. So polling places will have longer hours to ensure everyone can cast their ballot. And then there's this big one. There's absentee ballot flexibility, where voters can now submit absentee ballots to any county's election board rather than being restricted to their local board. The deadline for requesting absentee ballots has also been pushed back to November 4th. Now, what day is the election on?
I think it's the
5th.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. And then they also will be having an assistance team to help collect these absentee ballots. Now, I think most people obviously, these changes on the surface, they seem reasonable. Right, there's a fucking hurricane, the polling places have shut down. They're destroyed. They're flat, gone in the floods, right? Like, it seems reasonable on the surface, right? But there's something much more sinister here. And I think that's the important part to cover. Fox News' Jesse Waters, he weighed in on the development during his show, noting Hurricane Helene didn't just wreak havoc on people's lives, it's going to affect the election. Waters introduced senior political correspondent Kevin Corke, who detailed the major shifts, highlighting how voters can now deliver absentee ballots to any county in the state, and how new poll workers will be recruited from various locations. He says, quote, voters in those counties will have longer to apply for absentee ballots. They'll be allowed to drop their ballots off anywhere in the state, not just in their home county. There also will be teams that will be sent to storm relief centers to help register more voters and, you guessed it, collect more ballots, said Corke. What's more, the county boards will also be able to, by a bipartisan majority, hire poll workers from other counties and then move them all around the state to ensure there are enough experienced workers at each voting site. We know, if anybody paid attention to the 2020 election, the ballots, the absentee ballots, the mail-in ballots, that's how they were able to get close to these numbers where Trump was in these smaller places, right? Because nobody expected it, nobody believed it. And what they just did was basically made that a lot more possible to put the fake shit in there, right? Because we don't know where it's coming from. And not only, there's not like they're just, the surrounding county. It's any county in the state could have an influx of absentee ballots and nobody would know. And they're counting these things. Right, it's a major problem that does not keep the election secure. I think any reasonable person could look at that and be like, yeah, that doesn't make the best sense. It's a good idea, does not work. It's not what the people need. Anything on that real quick?
I mean, look, dude, I'm still a firm believer that all voting should be on the day of the election in paper ballots with evidence of the vote.
And citizenship. And citizenship.
Yeah, with ID. Like, that's it.
It's super simple.
These a lot of people don't understand. There are initiatives that are being run internationally in Europe, in Australia, and other places with celebrity endorsements that are trying to register people to vote here in America. So if people had some sort of previous American citizenship or some sort of affiliation with America, they are trying to recruit voters who have either previously lived here or are trying to live here to vote in this election with advertising campaigns abroad. Why would they do that?
It's insane.
Yeah. Who do you think's funding that? Do you think it's the conservative side or do you think it's the communist side? Right?
It's insane.
So, dude, these people are all in on the cheat. They're all in on voting, having people who aren't tax-paying citizens in this country who don't contribute, who shouldn't be here, vote. And then they're trying to get people who aren't even here and have no interest in being here to vote.
Yeah, it's insane, man. Now, of course, there's been a bunch of information that has been missed and dissed around the internet. And good old Biden decided to address some of those fallacies that are being talked about. Let's see what he has to say. This is a very interesting clip. And you guys tell me if they're kind of telling on themselves and they're just using Biden to do it. Check this clip out.
There's simply no place for this to happen. Former President Trump has led the onslaught of lies. Assertions have been made that property is being confiscated. That's simply not true. They're saying people impacted by these storms will receive $750 in cash and no more. That's simply not true. They're saying the money is needed for this crisis is being diverted to migrants. What a ridiculous thing to say. It's not true. Now the claims are getting even more bizarre.
Check this out.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, a congresswoman of Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's got to stop. In moments like this, there are no red or blue states. There's one United States of America, where neighbors are helping neighbors. Volunteers and first responders are risking everything, including their own lives, to help their fellow Americans.
First of all, nobody that voted for you is helping anybody. So let's just say that. Secondly, they're not. They're just not. Everybody on the ground. I've been in touch and donated with multiple different groups. They're all first responders. They're all ex-military. They're all police and those kind of people that give a fuck about our country. And they're not the rainbow hair, gender study, fucking upper middle class white women who vote traditionally Democrat that are on the ground voting. It's all conservative. It's all, that side of it. So your people aren't doing shit, bro. So let's clarify that.
No.
Secondly, weather manipulation has been a thing for over 60, 70 years. Okay. It's been going on. There's other countries that admit it openly. China talks about it openly. They ran operations in Vietnam to keep monsoons going and keep the rainy season going to affect the war. This is all documented.
Yep.
So there's like 9 different ways. Because after we talked about it the other day, I started really looking into it.
Same.
Do you got a bunch of shit on it?
I got a bunch of shit.
Before I start talking, just go ahead.
Let's dive into it, man, because there's a lot of stuff happening. We got these hurricanes. You got North Carolina affected. Tampa's getting crushed. There's weird things happening.
I just want to say, when he says there's one United States of America, it's really rich coming from this dude who has done nothing but divide this country.
For the last 4 years.
No, for the last 20 fucking years.
True.
Okay? For him to stand there and say, we're united and we're this and we're neighbors taking care of neighbors, motherfucker, your people ain't doing shit. Okay? That's real talk. Where are these groups? Where's Black Lives Matter? Where's, all the specialized trans groups and the LGBTQ? Where's Antifa helping all these people out? It's not. These are real Americans. He's right about it. It's real Americans helping Americans. Your people aren't bought into that idea. No. And you don't get to sit there being this the worst president that ever existed in the history of our country and say that you're somehow uniting people, okay? You are giving them $750. That's a fact. And it is a fact that once their insurance claims come through, they have to pay it back. That's a fact too. And let me read you a statement of what's actually going on from one of my friends, just to give you guys some perspective on what is actually happening on the ground. Okay, and I want to read you this. I'm not going to say who it's from, but I am going to read it because it's someone I know very well. All right. We are getting so much media attention that it's making her, Kamala, and Biden look stupid as fuck because we are doing what they won't do. We keep telling all the news outlets that show up exactly that. So she's contacted the governor and told him to get this shut down so they can come in and look like the heroes. We had a dozen or so police show up this morning. We talked to them and explained what we are doing and how we have actual military guys on the ground running air traffic, and this isn't just fucking Joe Bob's carnival show. They talked to our guys and they said to keep going. They were super cool. I said, okay, thank you. And then he replies, but we are hearing she's going to send feds in later this week. I'm not sure if that's true or not. The current situation is the governor is not happy with the nonprofit organizations and non-government organizations because of the possible black eye that he's receiving based on his response. The Harris campaign is applying pressure to the governor because there's bad media coming out about FEMA and their inability to truly respond to the space. So he's getting the black eye from the operations on the ground as well as from the Harris campaign from the top. Luckily, there's some good guys here on the ground that are working diligently to keep the space operational so that we don't shut down the civilian operations. The belief of most of the special operations that are on the ground that aren't a part of the civilian effort have an accurate assessment that is if civilian effort is to stop or made to slow down, it will drastically disrupt our ability to deliver supplies in real time to the people in the mountains. If that happens, there is no knowing what the outcome would be, but I can tell you it won't be good. Trump is sending Don Jr. here in a few days, so as of now, we have some good coverage. Not sure what's going to happen just yet. In the meantime, all this is being done with volunteers and GoFundMe and private citizen work.
That's the truth.
That's a guy on the ground who's been there the entire time.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy. Now, onto this controlling the weather thing, okay? Because like I said, there's some weird things happening all across the country right now. You got wildfires in Wyoming right now that have already burned through 75,000 acres, with crews scrambling to save wildlife and communities. I mean, this is just one picture here from Wyoming. All right. You got that happening. You got floods in the fucking desert right now. In the Sahara, to be specific. Desert is struck by its biggest deluge for decades, with water filling lake that have been dry for 50 years. After a rare, massive rainfall out of nowhere, you now have lakes in the middle of a desert. Now, I did some digging and did some research because it just doesn't make sense, right? Like, I remember this graph from like fucking kindergarten, and they show, it's called the hydraulic cycle, right? Like the precipitation cycle and how rain starts, right? And like, you know, rain is rain and it goes in this fucking flow. I'm sounding like Kamala, Jesus. But it has to come from somewhere. Where the fuck does water come from in the desert to be able to precipitate? Right? It has to evaporate. Like, I just started looking into shit, man. It is weird because I stumbled upon this patent. Okay. This is an actual patent. It's verified. We'll leave the link for you guys on andyfrisella.com. It's an actual patent that was published July 9th of 2009. Okay, here's the full sheet. Now, when you go to the inventors portion, all right, there's a nice little list here of people. All right. I saw this name there, William H. Gates III. I'm like, no, that can't possibly be, Bill. No, it is. Bill Gates is William Henry Gates III. That's this guy who has this patent. Now, you go into this patent, it dives into a couple of different things. talks about a method is generally described which includes environmental alteration. The method includes determining a placement of at least one vessel capable of moving water to lower depths in the water via wave-induced downswelling. The method also includes placing at least one vessel in the determined placement. Further, the method includes generating movement of the water adjacent the surface of the water in response to the placing. And he has these maps with all these little dots. This is a real document, guys. Like this is real.
The map is the actual Gulf of Mexico, by the way,
with all these vessel dots that are in the Gulf, right? And in this, when you dive into this patent, it talks about a couple of very interesting things. Weather management, hurricane suppression, hurricane prevention, hurricane intensity modulation. It goes in deeper, saying because hurricanes and other tropical storms derive their energy from warm ocean water, it is logical to harness the great energies of the Earth's fluid envelopes to suppress or alter hurricanes or other tropical storms, and or to employ the powers of motion within these envelopes over long time intervals to modulate at least one property of an envelope that is exploited over much shorter time scales and or much more limited spatial scales for energizing a hurricane. Now, this has been talked about.
Hold on. Do you even know the next dot? Do you know what the next dot is? Do you know who the biggest investor in real estate in Tampa Bay is? Do you know who's revitalizing Tampa Bay? Yes.
BlackRock? Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Interesting. How would you get that many people, that economy, that infrastructure out?
No shit. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, like, how would you do that in a very quick, efficient way? Right? And like I said, this is not new, bro. The UAE, they make it rain all the fucking time. They literally started this thing called cloud seeding over there, right? And then when they put too much fucking silver iodine in the sky, it causes floods, but they say it's not because of them cloud seeding, right? Like, that doesn't make fucking sense. Or let's go back to 2018 when the director of the CIA wanted to have a little talk about geoengineering. Check this clip out.
Another example is the array of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat in much the same way that volcanic eruptions do. An SAI program could limit global temperature increases, reducing some risks associated with higher temperatures and providing the world economy additional time to transition from fossil fuels. This process is also relatively inexpensive. The National Research Council estimates that a fully deployed SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly. As promising as it may be, moving forward on SAI would also raise a number of challenges for our government and for the international community. On the technical side, greenhouse gas emission reductions would still have to accompany SAI to address other climate change effects, such as ocean acidification, because SAI alone would not remove greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. On the geopolitical side, the technology's potential to alter weather patterns and benefit certain regions of the world at the expense of other regions could trigger sharp opposition by some nations. Others might seize on SAI's benefits and back away from their commitment to carbon dioxide reductions. And as with other breakthrough technologies, global norms and standards are lacking to guide the deployment and implementation of SAI and other.
That's interesting. Coming from the CIA director.
Look, bro. Yeah.
Now, last little piece on this is interesting because every time I found something, then there was this other article talking about, I know we said that we could do this. We don't do that. It's not possible. It's not that easy to do now. It's interesting. And every person, I mean, there's a string of this. Every person that has come out and tried to say something about, shit like this happening or the effects of the real effects of the environment, you know what happens to them, Andy? Magically?
They probably die.
They fucking die. Like a Georgia county official dies after giving testimony about a hazardous chemical plant fire. This happened in Georgia about a month ago. This is all over the fucking news. the internet, this chemical plant that magically combusted, since all of this shit into the fucking air, covered the entire town, right? The guy who is a soil and water conservation district supervisor went to testify yesterday alongside other business leaders and owners, and he was frustrated by it. And he talked about the effects of what that fire was going to do. This was a month ago, guys. Stay with me. And guess what happened after he was walked out of that hearing? He fucking collapses in the hallway. According to the Georgia House Democratic Caucus, 62-year-old Johnson, quote, complained of shortness of breath and subsequently collapsed in the hallway right after the meeting. And one of the state reps, who is also a nurse, she administered CPR. He was rushed to the hospital where he later died. And guess what happened to that testimony, Andy? It's not released. No plans to releasing it. So it's very interesting that all these things are happening. Got patents filed from people who directly benefit.
At what point does this stop being a coincidence that the same fucking dude is involved in all of this shit? He's involved in vaccines. He's involved in the WHO. He's involved in World Economic Forum. He's involved in weather manipulation. He wants to block out the sun. Who the fuck gave this guy the permission to play God with everybody else in the world? At this point in time, I think it's very clear none of this is a coincidence. This guy is a fucking psychopath who's made more money than, pretty much anybody on the planet, with the exception of maybe 4 or 5 people. And he's using that to pretend like he's doing us a big service, and instead he's fucking the entire world up. At what point is this man going to be held accountable for what he's doing? Okay? It's not a coincidence. It's not in our best interests. It's not something that, just happens naturally. All right? There's no coincidence, in my personal opinion, that this guy's revitalizing Tampa Bay and has talked about Tampa Bay, and now all of a sudden we're going to get a 15-foot storm surge right into the bay, perfectly aligned. People don't understand why the surge is going to be so big. Tampa Bay is in a bay, okay? And it's closed on 3 sides. And the way that the hurricane is swirling, which is clockwise, is going to push water up into the bay, which is going to create a 10 to 15-foot surge, which that's what they're saying, not what I'm saying. And if you've ever been to Tampa Bay, you would know that the water is like 3 feet below the houses. That means all the houses, that means all the downtown, that means all the shit is going to be underwater. All right? What better opportunity to insert my personal plan as Mr. Gates than to, say, hey, Tampa Bay just got wiped out by this coincidental event. Let's do this instead.
Yeah.
At what point are we going to stop this shit and start calling this dude for what he is? This guy is a fucking international tyrant criminal who is now creating situations that are horrible for humanity. And he's doing it over and over and over again. And it's the same group of people over and over and over again. And for you guys to sit there and say, oh, weather manipulation is a conspiracy theory, you're uneducated, because they've been bragging about it for fucking 60, 70 years. They've used it. China talks about it openly. They talk about it openly. They don't try to hide the shit. They're like, yeah, we kept the Beijing Olympics dry through our weather manipulation program. It was in the fucking news.
Yep.
Okay, if you don't believe me, go look it up. All right, this is real stuff. It's really happening. They are doing it. They talk about hurricane intensity modulation. Do you think that means just turning it down, or do you think that also means turning it up?
Right.
Do you think these people, after all they've done over the course of time, the course of history, that we've watched them do over and over and over again, do you think that they are above morally weaponizing the technology that they have to get what they want? I think we all know that they're willing to weaponize the technology to get what they want. And I would bet that between now and the election, we see even more of this, because the average person in this country thinks that that's a conspiracy. They think that that's crazy shit. They think that if you talk about weather manipulation, you're a tinfoil hat weirdo. Well, remember, guys, we were tinfoil hat weirdos all through COVID. We were right about all that. We were tinfoil hat weirdos through Ukraine. We're right about that. We were tinfoil hat weirdos through Black Square. We were right about that. We were tinfoil hat weirdos through fucking everything for the last 5 years, and we've been right about all of it. That's the truth. And I'm telling you right now, weather manipulation's a real thing. Do I know for a fact they're doing it or not? No, because I'm not in the meetings. But I'm also allowed to draw speculations and conclusions and offer my opinion. And my opinion is this is awful coincidental considering we have an election in less than 30 days, which is going to disrupt two major areas that are Trump areas, and then also create a situation where the areas are so destroyed that they have to be completely rebuilt in a new manner, not dictated by the citizens of the area, but by the people with the most money. All right? So, yeah, I mean, look, could it be coincidence? Could be. Do I think it is? No, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I think that's always been the common denominator with these situations is like, and that may be why it's so hard for people to pinpoint, because these plans, these things that happen, I'm calling it a benefit, but a benefit to the cabals. It checks a bunch of boxes off.
Yeah.
COVID checked a bunch of boxes off for them, right? The vaccine checked a bunch of boxes off. The Black Square checked, like they all check a bunch of boxes off. It's not like they're just doing this to gain one good fucking win. It's wins across multiple different areas. Whether it be the voting demographic, whether it be the grab on the fucking real estate.
Yes.
It's multiple boxes they're winning at this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's been consistent.
Dude, anytime that there is a major catastrophe, it's always the same group of people winning. It's always the same group of people winning. Why is that? At what point are people, the general people, going to be able to connect the dots? You know, once could be random. Twice, coincidence. 3, it's intentional. Now, you can't tell me that these same people haven't been involved in literally everything. Right. And all of the bad shit and all of the chaos, all of this forcing of Agenda 2030 down our throats, the Green Deal down our throats, the vaccine down our throats. Remember Bill Gates being on TV saying, you're not going to have a choice to take the vaccine. You guys act like you have a choice. You don't have a choice. Well, apparently we fucking do, because I didn't get it. A whole bunch of other people didn't get it. I'm sick of these people thinking that they can just push us around and do whatever they want because they made a lot of money.
I think this guy's like the ultimate like villain.
Bro, I think he's the fucking Antichrist. That's my opinion.
I'm saying, but like, you know, like he has a villain story.
No, bro.
Like, he was bullied growing up and shit.
And he's never been accepted and cool as public.
And now he's got money and he's getting his payback.
Yeah, I think so too, dude.
Like
he's never been loved. He's never been accepted in society. He's never been celebrated as a hero. And I bet on the inside of he's like, dude, these people don't appreciate me. I invented technology. I did this. No, you didn't. Fucking Steve Wozniak invented technology, motherfucker. And that's probably why he's so insecure, because he didn't even invent the shit that he says he invented.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, and then he goes around like this dude's the ultimate hack job. Like you created something that's not even yours, not in reality. And it's an inferior product. You're not liked by the public. You've never been cool. You've never been loved by the public. And he inside of him thinks, I should be the man. Look what I gave all these people. They don't appreciate me. And that's how I see that. I really do see that that is this.
He's playing Thanos, bro.
Yeah.
He's doing Thanos. Guys.
I mean, his own wife fucking sees what's happening. You know, and dude, did you see Elon call him out on the fucking Tucker interview?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dude, bro, Elon goes.
About the Epstein list?
Tucker goes, he goes, so what do you think this is? He goes, I think all the big celebrities are backing Kamala because they know that if Trump gets in, the Epstein list is going to come out. And then he went on to name a couple dudes. And then he was like, and Bill Gates.
Mm-hmm.
He said Gates is real worried about the Epstein list coming out. And like, dude, that's why his wife says in public that's why she left, because of the friendship that he had with Epstein. So, you know, it's going to come out. It's at mainstream now. And like I've been saying for years, guys, these people are going to do everything and anything they can to not be held accountable for what they've been doing. They're all in. They're all in. And we better be all in on protecting this country and getting it back. That's reality. Because you are insane if you think that they're going to announce on TV that Donald Trump won the election. No. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter how. First of all, everybody needs to vote. If you don't vote, you're a fucking piece of shit. You need to get out and vote. You need to get all your people to vote. If you don't go out and vote and get all your people to vote, you're a failure as an American citizen. All right? I don't care what your views are, because the only chance this country has of surviving is if Trump gets in. He's an outsider. He's not part of the establishment. That's what people can't understand. They can't understand how this dude is not like it used to be. The left were like the rebels, and they were like the fuck the man, fuck the court, and now they're like cheering for the machine.
Sucking the machine.
Yeah. And anyway, the point is that these are bad people, and they're going to do very bad things to make sure that they maintain control and power, including the destruction of whatever they have to destroy. That's the reality.
Yeah. Guys, jump in on this conversation. Down in the comments, let us know what you guys think. With that being said, let's go cruise some of these. Let's cruise the comments. This first comment comes from at 69. That's what she said, 69. He says, don't let misinformation get you guys again. Cayuga ducks are only black for a couple years. Then they too code switch to white. Huh. Smart ducks.
I got no comment.
This next one comes from at Bold Body Fitness LLC 7120. Says Andy's laugh may raise testosterone, but DJ's laugh cures cancer.
Well, that's nice.
That's nice. I mean, allegedly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's real. Be nice. We talked about superheroes and what your superhero name would be. At Eduardo Avilia 3863 says Andy's superhero name is T-Man.
T-Man. Is that like He-Man, but T-Man? All right. I can get down with it. Little T-Man.
I like it.
I like the He-Man outfit.
I like it. Oh,
I'm going to hang out with that cheerleader. In my T-Man outfit.
Guys, this last comment comes from at Kenneth Dre.
You think He-Man was gay? Like for real? I don't think so either.
Until next
People
time.
say that. But
That he was gay?
Yeah, they said that He-Man was a gay cartoon character. Not that I give a fuck, but I don't think he was.
I mean, what what specifically?
I don't know. I guess because of his haircut and his
the hair. I mean, but listen, you can be gay without being gay, though. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like his haircut was definitely gay, but I don't think he was gay.
No, he had a girlfriend, didn't he? Shira?
Who?
Shira.
That's
his girlfriend, isn't it?
She, her.
Yeah. Oh. Little foreshadowing.
That's where it came from.
She, her.
Interesting.
All right. Maybe we need to dig into this.
Very thought-provoking.
Yeah.
All right.
I like He-Man, bro. He's got a big sword. He fucking works out. He's jacked.
Sword fights.
Yeah.
Bro.
I don't know. He rides a big battle cat, though. So officially, like, he rides a big pussy.
Yeah, but he rides it.
I don't know.
Cat's not riding him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, maybe he's not lazy.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. See, you're realizing how lazy you are right now.
No, bro. I put work in, son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you did.
Hey. Yeah. We'll see.
Skeletor was cool.
Yeah.
Until next time.
I love it, dude. It's anyway. T-Man it is.
T-Man it is, man. Guys, this last comment comes from at Kenneth Dre Benstead. 3943 says the Hurricanes are your October surprise.
We'll find out. I don't think so. I actually think there's something more coming. I think I saw Hillary Clinton blame China for stealing wiretap information and talk about Kamala having some very negative information. She's talked about it a few times now. So what I actually think happened, I think there's some information that these people have that is wiretap info or some sort of secret shit about Kamala that's going to come out that they're trying to brace for or prepare for. Or
like what?
I don't know. I mean, I think they got her on video or camera saying some really fucked up shit about America. So something.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we appreciate you for being real ass fans. Keep liking, commenting, and subscribing. And make sure you guys hit that bell notification and stay up to date with the latest episodes from Real AF. With that being said, let's keep this cruise moving. Headline number 2. This one's interesting. Remember that video of Kamala during that 60 Minutes episode that we were like, that made no sense?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting why it didn't make sense. Is
because they were editing it.
They were editing
I saw
it.
that.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Election interference, fake news, 60 Minutes caught editing Kamala's nonsensical answer with previous soundbite to make her sound coherent and normal. Video released. This is the definition of election interference. This great article from the Gateway Pundit reads, apparently Kamala's interview with 60 Minutes was much worse than we first thought. Fake news 60 Minutes was caught editing Kamala's answers to make her sound coherent and normal. In fact, it was so bad that 60 Minutes spliced her nonsensical answer and replaced it with a completely separate sentence she said earlier in the interview. They cut Kamala's nonsense answer on Israel and replaced it with a completely separate sentence she said earlier in the interview, mixing and matching questions and answers. This isn't journalism. It's fraud.
It is.
Let's
It's actually treason. I mean, you're lying to the American people
about the reality of
the reality of the biggest decision that they will make as citizens of the country, which is not in their interest at all. It's against their interest, and you know it. The collusion between big media and the Democrats, I mean, you know, we could sit here and say something has to be done, but honestly, I think they're doing it to themselves. Their credibility is shit. Their viewership is shit. We get more views than most of these networks do. You know, think about that. They got billions of dollars in ad revenue behind them, and they can't get more views because they're so biased that people just don't trust them and don't believe them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Let's check this clip out. So first is the actual answer that she gave, and then second is what everyone else saw. Let's check this out.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We are not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
Now, neither one of them made fucking sense. All right. But it is sickening. There's the official transcript, word for word there. But, you know, everybody knows Kamala's weird. Now, to your point, if there is something that comes out about Kamala, that'd be great. You know what I'm saying? But, like, she's kind of destroying herself.
Of course.
Herself.
Yeah.
She went on, even social media is tearing apart right now. She went on Stephen Colbert with a brand new accent.
Did you see her and him try to drink a beer?
Yeah, I saw that.
Try to make her look like a normal person.
What was she drinking? Milwaukee's Best, I think?
Miller High Life.
That was High Life.
Yeah.
That was the High Life, huh?
Yeah. I'm sure she drinks Miller. Motherfucker, I don't drink Miller High Life.
I don't know anybody that drinks.
No, I drink Stella because I'm fancy.
You like Bud Lights, too.
I do like Bud Lights.
Mm-hmm.
Gets me. I
don't know. What?
Drunk?
Oh.
I like Bud Light, bro. Bud Light's a St. Louis brand. I support St. Louis.
No, it's good beer.
I support St. Louis and St. Louis workers and St. Louis brands.
I like Bud Heavy.
Period.
I'm a Bud Heavy guy.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Just because some executive said some stupid ass shit or did some shit doesn't make me feel any way about them.
Yeah, it's good beer.
Yeah.
But let's check out this new accent.
In fact, Bud Light, hit me up. I'll fucking take your ads.
Oh.
Yeah. Pay me money.
And I'm not trans.
Yeah. Pay me money. You don't even have to pay me money. I'll just talk about it, but I want some money too.
Want some beer.
Yeah.
Bud Heavy.
Pay me money.
Yeah. I like it. Let's check out her new accent though, man. This was cool. This is like a twist on a Jamaican accent. I'm not sure where it came from. Check this out.
Have you no empathy, man? For the suffering of other people. Have you no sense of purpose? Have you no empathy, man?
Have you no empathy, man?
The suffering of other people.
The suffering.
Have you
Reminds me
no
of
sense of
the cereal
purpose?
Apple Jacks.
It reminds me of a joke that I know. What, Apple Jacks?
The little Applejack man, the little cinnamon stick. Y'all man, try the Applejack.
Is that a Jamaican guy?
Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is?
he has dreads and everything.
It reminds me of a joke.
What's the joke?
You want to hear it?
I do,
All right.
personally. I'm excited.
Okay. So there's this dude, and he's getting married. All right. What? Have you heard this joke?
No, I know
All right.
you.
Have you heard it? Okay, look.
Okay.
Not everybody's heard it. It's just a great joke.
Okay.
All right. It's actually a true story. All right. There's this dude, and he's getting married.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And his wife's name, his soon to be wife's name is Wendy.
Okay.
And he's like, can't think about what he wants to get her for the wedding gift.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, ask his buddies, and his buddies are telling him, like dining room set and all this bullshit, right? And he's like, no, I got it. I'm going to get her name tattooed on my dick. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes and he gets his wife's name tattooed on his dick, and he's going to show it when they go on the honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
But, like when it's small, all you could see is the W and the Y.
Mm-hmm.
So they get married, they go to Jamaica, and he can't wait to show her the wedding gift. But before he could show her the wedding gift, he has to take a leak. So he goes in the bathroom, and he's like taking a leak, right? And in walks this 7-foot tall Jamaican dude. And he walks in, and he fucking looks over, and he sees the W and a Y on this Jamaican dude's dick. And he's like, no way, man. He's like, your wife's name is Wendy too. And he goes, no, man. Mine says, welcome to Jamaica, man. Enjoy your stay. That's a good fucking joke.
That's a good joke.
Yeah.
That's a good joke.
Yep. No, man. Have you no empathy, man?
Oh, okay. All right. That's interesting. I like it.
I know you like that joke because it reinforces the stereotype that you like to hang your hat on.
Is it a stereotype?
It is. I'm Sicilian, dude.
Okay, well then you're not included in that stereotype.
Maybe I am.
Then maybe you are. Listen, you can be whatever you want, Andy.
Yeah, apparently.
I believe in you.
All right.
Now that wasn't the only interesting talk in front of press. Biden crashed a press briefing. Did you hear about that?
No.
He walked right in the fucking room and sprout out some nonsense. To the point.
That's like your grandpa comes out of his bedroom at 11:30 at night in his underwear, starts just talking some shit.
Bro, it was bad because at the end, he spoke for 15 minutes, right? The article. Altogether, Biden spent about 15 minutes in the briefing room. As he exited, a reporter asked whether he wanted to reconsider his July decision to drop out of the presidential race. Biden quickly turned around. Quote, I'm back in. The president quipped before finally departing. That was interesting. In other news, there's a new supporter for Kamala.
Who?
Triple X, baby.
Triple X.
Yep.
Oh, the porn industry, of course.
Yeah, porn industry launches ad supporting Harris campaign.
Yeah, of course.
The porn industry has entered the 2024 presidential campaign with a $100,000 ad campaign targeting what it claims are proposals to ban pornography. The Hands Off My Porn campaign will run in 7 swing states with the hopes of convincing young men to vote for Kamala Harris.
What difference does it make if they ban porn, dude? OnlyFans is making these girls more money than they made in fucking porn.
It's true. This is true. Imagine jerking off and then you get the 5-second interview and it's fucking Kamala.
Oh, man. And you're right in the...
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
You ain't seen that one yet?
Well, this is the website for that campaign. All right.
Don't let them control what you watch. Conservatives are planning to criminalize porn.
Stephanie's mom's only 2.3 miles away.
I will fight to protect my right to privacy in my own home.
Yeah. And you can donate.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
You can come check your guns.
Yeah.
But you can talk about privacy about porn.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. You're going to come look at my guns, but you don't want to see my porn. If you come look at my guns, I'm going to show you my porn.
Yeah, no shit.
Motherfucker.
I might do the porn first. You know what I'm saying? We take a nap.
Fuck, dude.
You know?
Bro,
Naps after
get
porn.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you could donate. Guess where the money's going to?
Act Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Act
100%.
Blue. Absolutely. And they got a bunch of warnings on this. This is serious.
Serious. It's twisted dick. Well, I guess that's what you are doing.
Well, one of the other headlines on the site, it said, like, you know, watch Black Ebony destroy the fucking country.
Oh, man.
There was a big meme going around about a picture of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and the title is from a screenshot from YouPorn, and it says, "Watch an interracial couple fuck the entire nation."
Man, that's true.
That's true.
Holy shit.
This is true.
And it has 87 million views. 87,000 million, whatever that is.
Yeah,
a lot.
They keep putting this crazy shit out. There's also a fun fact for you, Andy, just so you know. Watching porn doesn't make you transgender.
Well, I'm glad you clarified that. Because I was really worried.
Bro, it's just
Stop scaring America. Watching porn doesn't make you transgender. What's wrong with being transgender, according to you?
All right, I thought it was fine.
I thought that was the thing.
If it is,
yeah.
If it does, it's
so
fine.
why should we be scared? I thought you said that it's okay.
Right.
It's okay to have 14,000 children in America have their genitals mutilated, which is a actual number, by the way.
Yeah.
But don't be scared of it, because
it doesn't make
it almost makes you think that porn does make you trans. The fact that they're even saying it.
Why even say it? That's a good point.
Maybe it does.
I mean, it's just, to me, it's just crazy that, like, the reach that these people have. Like, I mean, what they have to, like, this is what, like, these are the straws.
Well, these weirdos want to scare America and write pornography manifested today in the omnipresent propagation of transgender ideology. Well, I'm not going to say it makes you trans, but it certainly makes dudes not want to go out and find and be successful, because let's be real, dude. Why does any straight man want to do anything? Because they want to find attractive women to procreate or practice procreating with for their whole lives. Okay?
I practice all the time.
Every major feat of humanity that comes from a man somehow leads back to their approval they want from women.
Yeah.
Like, it's a primal desire and urge, and pornography takes that away from young men. And while I'm not going, and I don't think it should be outlawed or this or that, I think government should be very limited. I think people should be mindful about what it actually does to the youth. Yeah. You know, when we were young kids, of course we looked at porn, but we had magazines, bro, and we had to, like, hide them and, like, go on a vision quest to find them, and then we looked at them, and you couldn't beat your meat because your friends were right there.
Right.
So, like, then
the pages
then you had
sticky.
to just, like, memorize it, and then, like, you know, like, do it the old way. Like, now these kids are inundated with tits and ass everywhere they look, bro, and then they wonder why they can't get a boner by the time they're 17.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, bro, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's just not good in that regard. But I mean, I don't think the government should be getting into private industry like that. I think there should be some regulations to keep children from consuming it.
And
but
children from in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No shit. And I also think that, you know, whatever an adult decides they want to do, they should be able to do.
Yep.
You know, as long as it doesn't, like, legitimately physically harm people, you know, like convincing kids that they are transgender when they're 4 years old and stealing their childhood and all. I don't like the progressive left, but I don't like the alt-right conservatives either, because, bro, they want to control just as much as the alt-left wants to control. Right. And neither one of them can see the hypocrisy in their own stances. Like, America's supposed to be free, and we're supposed to have a basic set and guideline of moral standard that we operate from, but it's not up to you just because you have personal preferences to dictate that onto other people. If we're going to have freedom, that means you're going to have to tolerate what other people choose to do, as long as it's not hurting you. You're gonna say and disapprove of what other people do, and you're gonna have to accept that. The problem that we have in America, dude, is that everybody's trying to force their own beliefs and their own viewpoints and worldview onto other people, and that's what's creating the polarity in civilization. You know, we have to get to a point where we understand that if we're going to live in a free country, freedom actually means that we are going to have to tolerate things and ways of life and behaviors that we don't necessarily agree with. Now, if they're outside the agreed upon moral standards, such as pedophilia or such as children mutilating their genitals, that's a problem for everybody that we all need to address, okay? Because when we allow freedom, there are going to be people that take that 3 or 4 or 100 steps too far. Right. And that's happening right now. We have people who are, you know, like we've talked about a gazillion times on the show. We have people on the progressive left who are dressing up as women, and they are legit pedophiles, and they're dressing up as women. Remember, we never see women dressing up as men doing this shit. It's always men dressing up as women, and they're in women's locker rooms, they're in women's sports, they're in, kids' schools doing dances. Why aren't you doing dances at old folks' homes? Why aren't you doing dances at the bars where you're supposed to do them? The gay bars, okay?
There's no kids there.
Yeah, no shit. And what the fuck is up with you parents, like, loving it and cheering for it, okay? You're fucked up too. But the point is that then we have the people on the alt-right who, you know, if you don't go to church every Sunday and Wednesday night, you're the devil, right? So, like, there's got to be a place in the middle that we can all agree where it's common sense, where we aren't all up in each other's shit. You know what I mean?
100%, man. So they had this campaign push. There was another campaign push that came up. I don't know if you saw this one either. Did you see this campaign push from the Kamala campaign? This one right here. Afghan national arrested for plotting an election day terrorist attack in the name of ISIS.
I did, and it's getting pushed by every media outlet.
That's weird. That's weird.
I know. You got more on this?
Yeah, I mean, just a little background for those of you guys that haven't seen it.
Yeah.
The Justice Department announced charges against a citizen of Afghanistan residing in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, for conspiring to conduct an election day terrorist attack in the United States on behalf of the Islamic State of Iraq and al-Sham, or ISIS, a designated foreign terrorist organization. According to a criminal complaint filed today, Nasar Ahmad Tahidi, 27, conspired and attempted to provide material support to ISIS and obtained firearms and ammunition to conduct a violent attack on U.S. soil in the name of ISIS. As part of the plot, the defendant allegedly took steps to liquidate his family's assets, resettle members of his family overseas, acquire AK-47 assault rifles and ammunition, and commit a terrorist attack in the United States. Now, they put that out. Now, I think interesting background.
Now,
here.
that sounds very similar to what I predicted as the attack as well.
Very, very, very similar. But it's interesting because this guy, he's an Afghan foreign national. Has he been here for 10 years? Has he been here for the last 15 years? No. He came in pretty recently under the exact border crisis problem that they created. In 2021, this guy came in this country on a special visa that, dig this, the State Department itself has already announced that they only give out typically 50 of these visas a year. And he got one of them. This guy that's a fucking foreign national that is talking allegedly about creating some type of terrorist situation.
Now, do you think that, I don't know, we got all these school shooters who are on the FBI radar, every single one of them. Now, do you really think that this guy was flying under the radar and had never had a conversation about terrorist attacks in the United States before 2021?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Let alone 3 weeks before.
You think
an
he
election?
just came up with this just now?
Right. Right.
What I'm getting at is he was talking about it before he came here. They knew he was talking about it most likely, and they let him come in anyway. Not only let him come in, they fucking brought him in.
Mm-hmm. Now, what else does this do, though, Andy?
Well,
because people see this, right? And we're 3 weeks out from the election. What else? Why now? Why they make it so public?
Why? You know why? Because they don't want people to fucking vote.
So not only do we have the hurricanes going on,
yeah.
Not only do we have all these natural the natural.
They're fear mongering to get people to stay home.
With that being said, guys, let's get to our third and final headline. Headline number 3. This is another interesting topic that has came up that I found very, very interesting. Today, a study was released, and let's dive into this. Headline number 3 reads, how wave of heart attacks in young people may be fueled by COVID. And just COVID, and nothing else. Just COVID itself. People who get sick with COVID are at a higher risk of heart attacks and strokes years after clearing the infection, a major study suggests. Using data from over 200,000 people from the United Kingdom with an average age of 67 who caught COVID in 2020, researchers found the more sick someone was, the more likely they were to develop heart problems. Overall, being affected with COVID doubled someone's risk of a heart attack or stroke at least 3 years after the initial infection. And patients who were hospitalized because of the virus were 4 times more likely to develop cardiovascular disease than those who didn't get it. This new research comes as other doctors search for clues as to why fatal heart attacks in people under 45 have been increasing. Some point to the COVID virus as a cause.
A whole lot more point to the COVID vaccine as the cause.
We don't talk about that.
But that's not in the...
No.
You know what's crazy, dude? It's crazy how people still won't talk about it.
They won't say it.
They still won't say it. It's so... Like, dude, look at the amount of people, young people, that are falling over fucking dead. Athletes, young people, otherwise perfectly healthy people that have fallen over fucking dead in the last 3 years. All right. And whenever it happens, if you ask if the person had the vaccine, people get offended.
Right.
It's like, dude, why don't we just tell the truth so that we can know what we're dealing with? It's like all the people who got it are somehow like in denial about the entire thing. It's like, bro, there were lots of people out here trying to tell you what the deal was, and you called us all crazy. Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's people like this. Check this clip out.
Yeah.
To your point, it's people like this. This is a 24-year-old woman.
There's still people in the comment sections when this comes up that are like, you guys are fucking crazy. It's like, bro, you're saying that because you're scared and you're afraid and you don't want to admit that this is an actual thing.
No, it's the fucking truth. Check this out.
I had a heart attack at 24, part 1. I just want to preface this story by saying it is so important to listen to your body and advocate for yourself because, as you'll hear in my story, I was told by the EMTs who took me in the ambulance that this was a panic attack and this was a full-fledged heart attack. So basically what happened was I was sitting on the toilet, just like Elvis, and I got the craziest sharp shooting pains down my left arm. And when I say I had sharp shooting pains, it was the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life. I was hyperventilating, panicking, screaming, and cold sweating, ripping my clothes off. Then I curled into a ball. I knew something was severely wrong, and everybody thought that I was having a panic attack. But in reality, I was panicking because I was in so much pain. So within 45 seconds of all of this happening, thank God I was home with my mom and brother. They called an ambulance and the EMT arrived and he completely invalidated me. Go to part 2.
And it's interesting because not once did she address whether she was vaxxed, because I feel like that is an important question to ask people no matter how they get offended, because you can't address the problem if you're willing to skate over the possible variables that produce that problem. Like, and nobody wants to talk about it. But there have been people around the country, people around the world that have been talking about this. Now, more in the study, they just say that it's the COVID infection itself that is linked to this long-term risk of heart attack. And
well,
stroke.
Is there a data point that they ran the study that showed which percentage of these people was vaccinated versus not?
Nope.
Yeah, okay. What a convenient thing to leave out.
It's funny you say that, Andy, because that's actually what other people have been saying in the comments as well. Crazy. Nothing about the vax in that study. They say people treated for COVID but aren't clear on the treatment. Can that pharma intervention cause the risk? Doesn't say. Weird, huh? You think it would be important to mention how many of them had the jab, you know, or this other comment, you know, hopefully they segregated the vaxxed from the unvaccinated in their control groups. I think the powers that be are trying to hide just how bad the jab is. To which somebody else replied, no chance they did that. Now, they say that this is mainly affecting people with the blood type of O, where, you know, people with blood types A and B and AB, they're fine, right? Now, they put this interesting graph out from this study, okay? And this is a graph that shows the heart attacks in people's aged 18 to 44, okay? Now, you see that chart. You see in 2020, the percentage of the population, it was, you know, 0.03%. And then in 2021, it jumps up, takes a little dip, and then jumps back up in 2023, right? It's an interesting graph. I've never seen anything like it until I started looking, and I found something else very similar. I found this graph. This is the vaccination rate dosage over a course and period of time. And I thought it was interesting because when I was looking at this graph, I said, that looks pretty similar to this heart attack graph. And when I laid those two right on top of each other with the timelines,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah. Yep. Well,
Isn't that interesting?
shocking.
Fucking shocking. Now, you search this, COVID heart attacks, and they got all this study blasted all over the fucking place, right? And that same Google search.
Definitely nothing to do with the vaccine.
Search vaccine heart attacks. People who are vaccinated against COVID-19 also have much lower risks. How would we know? How the fuck would we know? Andy, what do you got on this, man?
I mean, I got the same thing we've been saying for the last 4 years. We don't know. Look, man, you got Gates on stage at a TED Talk talking about reducing the population through proper vaccination. Okay. Openly talking about it. You got Georgia Guidestones who say the whole point of the New World Order is to reduce the population from 8 billion people to 500 million for the sake of the environment. Now we have all this AI coming out that's going to replace humanity, replace jobs. It's going to be combined with robotics. Blue collar jobs are at a risk. You guys all think they're not, but they are. And they have no use for the peasants anymore. So their goal, reading between the lines, is to reduce the population of the non-useful contributing people, meaning exterminate them from the earth so that they can have the earth for themselves. And this is actually happening. They talk about it openly. And a lot of people just think it's total BS. And they still think it's total. There have been books published about it, multiple books published about it. You know, you got Klaus Schwab, the head of the World Economic Forum, writing books about it. These people are evil. And people refuse to believe that there are people this evil because most people can't fathom that level of evilness because they're not that way. But there is a group of people, in my opinion, from the evidence that I have observed from doing this literally almost every day for the last 5 years, that are intentionally trying to destroy humanity. They are intentionally trying to remove what they consider to be the peasant class. That's us. That's you. That's me. That's us from Earth. And when we look at all these things and we say, why did they force this vaccination that was not tested and all? Bro, it all aligns with all their goals and they all talk about it openly. And so like to try to explain it to someone that doesn't get it by now is just, it's pointless. They're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Right. And the people who got the shot, instead of saying, you know, hey, I regret getting this has fucked me up. Some people are saying that. We have more of those people saying, you guys are still crazy. You were bro. What are you talking about? Like, have you not been paying attention to what's been going on? You know, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not misinformation. These are real studies conducted by real people. And it's very obvious that this COVID shit was engineered intentionally. That's been proven. The vaccine, dude, I don't even.
Well, to the point, bro, like, again, it matches their plan.
I know.
It checks multiple boxes. Right, it was the biggest wealth transfer in the history of this country in a matter of months.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they got to get rid of over 60% of fucking small businesses.
Their plan wasn't just to get everybody with this vaccine, dude. They were going to eliminate the resistance, the people who didn't get the vaccine. But people wouldn't allow it. All right? Remember Trudeau saying, what are we going to do with these people? Where are we going to put them? They're a danger to society. Biden saying, we got a pandemic of the unvaccinated. We got Michelle Wen on TV, who's now changed her tune because she knows she's guilty of crimes against humanity, saying that people who haven't vaccinated should lose their jobs and lose their ability to be able to live free in society. You had Australia putting people in camps. We were this fucking close to literal death camps over COVID, but people wouldn't allow it, especially here in America. Okay? So their plan is not just to get people to take the shot. It was to eliminate all the resistance by making them dangerous to society and to humanity, and then eliminating them through a genocide. I'm convinced of that. You know, I know a lot of people think that's crazy. It's not crazy. We were 1 or 2 steps away from that. 1 or 2 steps. Certain countries were putting people in fucking camps. Australia was doing it.
They were doing it.
Yeah.
Not talking about doing it. They actually did it.
Yeah.
So, guys,
we were very close.
Too close.
To a genocide of people who would resist that narrative. And if they were going to genocide all the dissenters, and people say, well, why didn't they do it in other countries? Because if they would have done it in other countries, people here would have started killing people. We would have killed people over that.
That's a fact, man. It's a fact. Guys, jump into this conversation. Let us know what you guys think. And
here's the bottom line.
This graph was crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And people that are watching are listening on audio, which our listenership is 50 times as big on audio, you should go watch this on YouTube, this part especially.
It's insane.
But the underlying point to all of this, dude, is that these people, their narrative, their initiative that they are fully committed to is falling apart, which makes them extremely, extremely, extremely dangerous, especially over the next 90 days with the election and then, whatever's going to happen post-election in terms of transition of power, which I think the amount of chaos they are about to cause in one way or another has never been seen globally before ever. And I think people need to be prepared for it.
Yeah, man. Guys, let us know down in the comments what you guys think. With that being said, let's get to our final segment of the show. As always, we have thumbs up or dumb as fuck. This is where we bring a headline in, we talk about it. It'll get one of those 2 options. So with that being said, my thumbs up or dumb as fuck headline reads, Cookie Monster bizarrely caught speeding on traffic cam, but cops were not amused.
Cookie Monster.
It seems eating isn't the only thing Cookie Monster does too quickly. Police camera captured the bizarre moment a motorist sped through an intersection in Germany while dressed as the blue biscuit-loving children's character. Quote, the fun of wearing a mask from the Muppet Show can quickly turn serious, police spokesman Peter Banderman told Newsflash while describing the incident. The pic, snapped in the western city of Dortmund, Westphalia, on September 20th, shows the googly-eyed character driving an Audi at 60 miles per hour, which was 10 miles per hour faster than the posted speed limit. The combo of the speed and the ridiculous costume led police to believe that the Cookie Monster cosplayer, whose identity wasn't yet uncovered, deliberately got themselves caught on camera for a brazen gag. However, they feel the stunt is no laughing matter. Quote, it won't help the relatives of a person who has been killed if the person who did it tearfully regrets their mask fun in court, said Banderman. If authorities do track down the shaggy suited troll, they're going to slap him with a $50 fine.
No cookies for you.
Here's the picture.
That's pretty funny, dude. Oh, that's funny. That has to be a for real gag, dude.
100% on purpose.
I mean, or He was like, trying to rush to a kid's birthday party and shit, and, running a little late.
Bro, you ever seen somebody driving down the street?
That's what I'm saying.
Dressed up as a clown?
I have. Not a clown. I saw who was it? It was like one of the fucking, it was like one of those mermaid movies. He was like dressed as the crab. Like legit. And he had like a little placard on his car and shit advertising his birthday parties and events.
Yeah, dude.
Fully dressed.
Have you guys ever seen like a clown driving?
Smoking a cigarette.
It's a weird thing. It's weird. Clowns are weird, man.
I don't like clowns. I'm not a big fan.
Either.
Not a big fan.
Like I've never thought they were. Like I don't get it.
Mm-mm. No, I've never been a fan.
Yeah, me neither.
Mm-mm.
Huh? Yeah, they're not funny. Clowns aren't funny.
No.
Yeah, this is good though. Cookie Monster. I'm giving it thumbs up.
You like it?
Yeah.
All right.
Want some cookies, man?
Bro, $50 for this though. I mean,
worth it.
That's so
worth it.
Definitely gonna teach that guy a lesson.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
no more Wiener Schnitzel for you.
Yeah. Bro, listen. That's a whole nother topic. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. I give it thumbs up.
All right, I like it, man. I like it. Well, guys, Andy, that's all I got.
All right, guys, don't be a hoe.
Share the show.